morning. My name is Clifton Parker. I'm the President and General Manager of G&P Trucking. I want to just welcome you today to my first attempt at production for the G&P YouTube channel. This year we have started a new media for our drivers and our employees to learn about what's going on at G&P. So many companies and so many employees over my 42-year career have really complained that they didn't know what was going on, didn't get to talk to the president enough, or didn't understand where the company was going. And for me, one of the challenges has been to answer those questions and to answer those questions timely. So we had an employee, Mr. Jim Davis, who's got the skill set to really help us develop the YouTube channel. And so he's here with me. Happens to be filming today, and so thank you, Jim, for doing that for us. But one of the things that when you get to be my age and you have this kind of experience, you really start reflecting back on your career, and you reflect back, and then you really start to think about, well, what do I want to leave as a legacy in terms of the company when that day comes that I decide that I'm no longer wanted, needed, or make a decision that I would exit myself. And the one thing that comes up over and over again is, I'm the son of a truck driver. My dad is my hero. He's 87 years old and experienced a lot tougher life than Clifton did. My dad was an orphan for a period of time in his life, and really had no male mentorship, and really I just tell you that I believe God looked out for him. And he had an opportunity to become a truck driver later, and that's kind of what's driven me for the last 42 years, was really building on the legacy that my father created in the environment in which I grew up. My dad drove for one company for 44 years, so I guess it's in the genes that I've only had 2 jobs in 42. I spent 8 years at one company, and April 26th, I'll start my 34th year at G&P Trucking. So I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of the team, and I'm proud of what we've done. But one thing that I would tell you always comes back and just really bothers me is, why do we have to recruit drivers? I mean, with my background and with what I know and how I want drivers to be treated and respected in our organization, why would anybody ever leave? And so my quest and my desire is to speak to some of the things that I believe we do well and will continue to develop and do better as we get more and more employees and drivers who buy into what we're trying to do. One thing that we really focus on is being a driver-centric organization, and I think sometimes that gets it's hard to define what that is to people, but in my world it's just everything we do at our company, how does it impact the driver? And will the driver view it as a good thing or a bad thing? And it's interesting, as we talk about our core values and being driver-centric, that old habits and old processes and old things seem to creep in. And so our leadership team here at G&P consists of 5 officers. And it's pretty interesting in our meetings that we have one once a week for an hour and a half, and all the titles go out the window, and we really have, I'd say, candid, clean discussions where we've all developed a trust that no one in the group is doing anything to take anything personal anybody says, but it's really getting down to what does it really mean and how will the driver impact whatever. And so I can tell you, as much as I want to be the driver-centric guy that's leading the organization 100% of the time, there's issues sometimes that I have to be, I'd say, corrected and said, really, Clifton, that's not necessarily, how the driver's going to perceive that. So we're working hard to develop the place that drivers want to work. Now, I tell drivers all the time, you are joining our team and I'm not joining yours. And what we mean by that is just this. We've existed 82 years and we've improved every year. We've grown the business every year. We still make mistakes, but we are going to continue to get better. And the 3 things that I can assure you that we're going to continue to always do is show respect to our drivers, which means treat them like we want to be treated. We're going to pay them well. We're going to have good benefits and be competitive in the industry. And thirdly, we get them home when they want to be home. So that, in my opinion, has been the three things that kind of differentiate us. Rather than talking about it, we make it happen. And we want our drivers to understand that where we are today is not where I want us to be. So being focused on driver-centric, I believe, is focusing on one major thing for our drivers is really helping create a better environment and a better workplace. And I'm catching, I guess, is one of those things that if you repeat it enough and you repeat it enough, that there's more buy-in. So I have a saying that my dad taught me. He has a fourth grade education, by the way, but one of the wisest people I've ever met. But he always talked about different sayings. Most people know my dad would tell you he's a corny guy, so I guess I got part of that. But he always said to me a couple things. He said, "Son, do you know anybody that ever made a good decision when they were mad?" And I would think most people would tell you that they don't. And secondly, when you talk about getting buy-in from your employee group, is believe that you can stop one. So everything I try to do here, you could stop me. But if I can convince 100 or 50 or 25 that what we're doing is the right thing and a good thing for everybody, you can't stop us. So we're on a mission to continue to improve G&P as a place to work. We're making investments in new trucks, new technology, make the company one of the safest companies to drive for. And I am just excited about what we're going to do in 2019. And I'm even more excited about having a YouTube channel that you guys can go to and listen to what we're doing on a weekly or monthly basis based on what's going on. We won't waste time and do video that's not important to you, but we're certainly going to make sure that what we're doing is out there so that everybody knows how your team is performing. So welcome to G&P YouTube channel. Can't wait to do the next one, and can't wait to get the feedback from you guys as to are you learning something from what we're doing. So thank you. God bless you all, and keep you safe.